Hey, welcome guys. This is Jonathan Ruiz, your host. And in this quick video, we're going to talk about the new program for salons and retail as well as restaurant. Now, salons also land in between the B2B description of retail, okay? But I'm going to make them stand out and stand apart from the restaurant and the other retail establishments, just because of the fact of their specific ticket amount. Their ticket amount is imperative to getting the best and the most savings possible with our credit card processing partner. Now, I'm going to go through the topics real quick. First thing is how you used to process credit cards before 2015. Now, how will you process credit cards in 2017? What rates should you be paying? And then the new Visa tax is available. Equipment, and then we're going to go to the contact page. So how do you process credit cards before? Now, 90% of the transactions were swiped and maybe 10% were manually punched in if you were a retail business. 9 out of 10 times, you probably had to swipe the card because the person was in front of you. That's why we call it retail. Now, you mostly use credit as an option, but you were more open to receiving cash, right? Why? Well, the credit card fees. Ew. Yeah, nobody likes them. But how will you process credit cards from now on? Well, on October 1st, 2015 was the deadline to upgrade to an EMV terminal. By Visa, MasterCard, and all of the card brands are requiring to insert a chip card into a chip-enabled terminal so you can lessen and deter fraud. So basically what it does, it just reduces fraud and liability up on the merchant. It is harder to duplicate, clone a credit card, and it also takes longer to process it, so it's kind of a hassle. You will insert and leave the card in the terminal until it's requested to be taken out, and you will also be responsible for any fraudulent transactions if you don't accept cards this way. Now, by October 2015, I want to say roughly 80 to 90% of all banks out there already had their chip cards. So if you were a part of that 10%, and if you still are, it's basically more likely because you have a credit union, a smaller bank, and it's kind of expensive to make these chip cards. So obviously, if you don't have a chip and you basically run it at any other place, any place that accepts chip, or you'll still be able to process a credit card. So I'm going to give you a quick EMV introduction in 60 seconds. Why is it important to upgrade your system to EMV? And what is EMV? Well, the card brands have instituted a liability shift for fraudulent transactions that occur at the point of sale. Well, in the beginning of October 2015 for non-automated fuel dispensers, and October 2017 for automated fuel dispensers. So gas stations are going to be on October 2017. Merchants that do not have a terminal or POS system capable of reading EMV cards will be responsible for chargebacks and fraudulent card acceptance beginning in October 5th, 2015. So this applies only when an EMV card is present at the point of sale. Otherwise, the current liability responsibility remains in place, meaning if you have a chip card and you run it at a place that doesn't accept chip cards, well, you're in liability. If you don't have a chip card and you process it at a place that doesn't accept chip cards, then you're not a liability. EMV is not a government or card brand mandate for merchants. A lot of companies were saying that it was, and you needed to change over, you needed to change your equipment, otherwise you were going to be fined big bucks, and that's not true. Improved card security and global interoperability are the main reasons that Visa, MasterCard, and American Express and Discover are moving to EMV chip card technology. Now mind you guys, Europe, Africa, the Dominican Republic, third world countries are way ahead on this technology, and we're barely adopting it. Mainly because I guess we didn't have to. But will you still be able to swipe credit cards? The answer is yes. A merchant will still be able to accept the magnetic stripe transactions if they do not have an EMV terminal, since EMV cards issued to consumers will include also a stripe, magnetic stripe as well as the EMV contact for contactless chips. Now, please note, Merchant Solutions Corp is the only POS dealer to offer EMV chip to restaurant and retail since October 2015, thanks to our partnerships with Clover, Exatouch, PC America, and as well as others. So, what rates should you be paying? If you're in the retail industry, if you're a salon, if you're even a restaurant, it's a simple way. In a simple way, you should basically look at two things. Are you a high ticket item or you're a low ticket item business? If you're high ticket, you will pay less. That's just the way it works. I'm sorry for low ticket businesses. Low ticket, you will pay more than a high ticket, but you'll still be affordable, especially if you're with us, Merchant Solutions Corp. Merchants in the retail, salon, electronics, auto repair, and those such type businesses can expect to pay anywhere between 1% all the way up to 1.88%, depending on the blend of cards that you guys are taking. And it's most likely on the high end if you're taking a lot of credit cards, of course. But merchants in the restaurant or small ticket business can expect to pay an upwards of 2% to 2.5% for their monthly income. Let me explain. So if you're a retail business and you do $20,000 in volume, you'll probably be around, let's just say, an average of 1.23%. So that's $246 cost that it would cost to process your cards, plus the flat fee for Merchant Solutions Corp, $69. Let's just say that's what you're paying. You're looking at $315 per month. Okay. Now I don't know what you're paying now, but it's definitely going to be cheaper than what you're paying now. Now anywhere between 1.23 and 1.88. If you're talking about a higher blend of cards, if you're doing all debit cards, and you don't see any rewards cards, any corporate cards, any American Express, then you're probably going to be at 1%. You're barely going to be paying 1%. Now, a restaurant that's doing the same amount of volume, let's just say they're paying the 2%, that would be a $400 cost plus the flat fee for Merchant Solutions Corp. It would equal to $469. So restaurants anywhere between 2 to 2.5% if they qualify. Now, what do you need to qualify? Well, first of all, you need to be in business for at least 6 months. You need to have 2 current and recent processing statements. Means you need to be processing credit cards as of now. Make more than $20,000 per month in credit cards. Obviously, good credit helps you to get next day deposits, and good credit also locks your rates up for up to 6 years, depending on how much or how little you process, and obviously where your business is going. Now, cancellation fee reimbursement is guaranteed of up to $500, whether you do $5,000 or you do $150,000. It's the same amount. We pay $500 for your merchant services cancellation fee. If it's an actual lease that we need to take care of, as long as you hop on to our lease, then we can see what we can do about refinancing your remaining time, remaining payments. But we are just talking about a cancellation fee reimbursement for the merchant services here for up to $500. Okay. Now, Visa tax. I know a lot of people were actually asking me about this. It's kind of been going on the news. It hasn't gone haywire yet. It hasn't basically been disclosed on the news or anything like that. Well, it has been on the news, it has been on the newspaper, but it's not something major where people are going crazy over. So on January 2017, as a result of a preliminary court settlement between retailers, payment networks, and 9 major credit card issuers, retailers are now allowed to start charging customers a surcharge to cover the expenses of the merchant fees when customers use their credit cards to make purchases. So basically what this means is you're passing on the cost to the consumer. It is a little bit more expensive. I will tell you that. It's not going to be a 2%. It's not going to be a 1%. It usually caps about 4%. But the only reason why is because you're going to cover other fees that are entailed, obviously, by the processor, and which allow you to do this specific Visa tax. So the signage is necessary. You need to put a sign that on your counter or somewhere near on the entrance even of your business that explains that you guys accept credit cards, but you also pass on the cost to the consumer. Now, you must be in one of the legal states to apply. Please go online and check what rules apply to your states. And you also must obtain our terminal specifically programmed with the Visa tax line that will disclose the fee to the consumer based on their ticket amount. PCI, annual, monthly statement, batch fee, maintenance fee are still in place, so you're still going to have to pay for that, obviously, because you're having a service for your business. But as far as the percentages and transaction fees and any surcharges and costs are going to be passed on to the customer. So that's definitely going to lower your bill a lot. The type of equipment, well, all the equipment that we have is basically specifically programmed for the Visa tax. It's not a very generic system. It also attaches to point of sale systems, so obviously if you have a point of sale system and it's compatible with the specific brand that we're using, then you'll be able to do it. So if this is of interest, if this actually caught your attention, if you're thinking, wow, I'm paying too much money on credit cards, I'm paying too much money on my point of sale system service, the technical support, on maintenance, or even just replacing my equipment because it's getting too old, please give us a call. We'll be able to set a customized program for your business, and at that point you'll be able to see real savings. So guys, don't hesitate to call us. 888-407-8886. Extension is 115. You can contact me directly. My name is Jonathan Ruiz. I'm with Merchant Solutions Corp, and I'll see you on the next video.